Hello, friends, and welcome to the Mad Poet's Lair. Tonight on the Lair, I am going to ramble a bit. I have nothing prepared to read. I'm actually not making this video for anyone but myself because I have to remind myself of a few things. I'm sure my sisters will see it, perhaps a few strangers. Take what you will, discard the rest. I recently met Richard Bach, the author of Jonathan Livingston Seagull, Illusions, other books such as No Such Place as Far Away, Stranger to the Ground, Biplane. You may or may not know him, but he's a very spiritual writer. What he writes about is more than just flying, more than just anything. It's very spiritual. There's several books one must read spiritually. At least I do. The first is Henry David Thoreau's Walden. Read Walden first and then go to the other Henry David Thoreau stories and books. Richard Bach, of course. Start with either Jonathan Livingston Seagull, but more appropriately, Illusions, The Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah. And then go outward from there. Wayne Dyer, he's the guy that wrote Your Erroneous Zones and other such books about self-actualization. Read those. Khalil Gibran, he was a Lebanese poet and writer, wrote in the early 1920s. Start with the book called The Prophet and go out from there. All these books, all these stories, all these tales, it's like life is not what it just seems to be. we go along every day, excuse me, struggling, working, getting to work, I'm back from work, hey, paying the mortgage, electric bill, doing this, doing that. But it is so much more and less than that. One of the best quotes of Thoreau in Walden was that money is not needed for one necessity of the soul. He actually used the word necessary because that's what they used to use in Old English. Do you have all your necessaries? Do you have the necessaries to do that? But we use the word necessity, so I substitute that. Money is not needed for one necessity of the soul. Now, deny that is true. I love when I read something that rings of truth. It's a sound. If you ever heard a guitarist play a guitar, what they call chiming, it's like bells and the sound of bells and even wind chimes. The word chiming, it's a sound that is so pure and clear, and it just goes into you and out of you and through you. And that's what those truths that you can read do. They just cleave you in half. They just go through you. Money is not needed for one necessity of the soul. I dare anyone to contradict that. Yeah, money is needed for the rent, money is needed for the car, money is needed to pay the heat and electric, but money is not needed for the soul. Proof of that, okay, if you believe in Jesus Christ, he was pretty poor. How about Gandhi? No money there. Yet he was one of our greatest spiritual leaders. And things like that, I need to be reminded of this. I'm going to play this back for myself. See, I've studied these things before, and I really got into it for a while. And just, yes. And that's the way it is. And then life gets in, and then next thing I know, I'm all worried about rent and all this, and I'm not worthy, and blah blah blah. And then, but see, it's like anything else. You have to remind yourself. Money is not needed. Every problem comes to you with a gift in its hands. That's why they come to you. How can it be any simpler that we do not need things, we do not need accomplishments, we just need inner peace and joy. And once we have that, everything else will fill out. Another thing Thoreau said was that public opinion is a weak tyrant compared to one's own private opinion of oneself. That it is which determines, or rather indicates, one's fate. Yes, what you think of yourself, that is what indicates your fate. We spend so much time, I want that person, I'm a good guy, look at me, yes, look, I'm a decent guy, I'm a decent fellow, look at me, no, What's that poem, when you can keep your mind when all are else you in madness, and with one toss of chance you lose everything and not say a word of your loss, but Desderata, or whatever it's called. That's what it means to be a man, to have that inside, regardless of whether you succeed or fail. My God, success or failure. Who measures that? If you let anyone else but you measure your success or failure, then you're doomed to be in the other person's estimation of you. Gosh, I need to rewind this and look at it, because I need to learn this. I keep forgetting this. It's no one else. It's me. And it's you. What you think. What is important to you. My God, all the great thinkers, all the great people in this world, they didn't sit around. You think Jesus or anyone, I'm at a loss for words right now. Any of the great people sat around thinking, Abraham Lincoln, what did they think of me? What did they? Well, they might have thought that on the surface, but inside, I know. You should be going this way, not this way. Because this way is the outside coming in, and this way is the inside going out. That is what's important. Winston Churchill. My God, I read his biography. It's amazing. I love biographies. Winston Churchill biography. He was up against, no one liked him. He was up against everything, and then he finally got in a position and finally knew what to do and did it and won the friggin' war. And make no mistake, Winston Churchill and the British pretty much won that war. We supplied the stuff, but if it wasn't up for them, we would have never got involved. Now, and I digress now into war and politics, but anyway, Frank, Mr. Mad Poet, and whoever sees this, sisters, friends, strangers. Public opinion is a weak tyrant compared to one's own private opinion of oneself. And money is not needed for one necessity of the soul. And to quote Gibran, life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. I just recommend reading. I'm going to reread all those things I said, because there's a lot of wisdom. A lot of wisdom. And we have to remind ourselves all the time what this world is. It's not all this crap. Good Lord, there's so much crap. Ooh, it's TV, reality shows. Ooh. My God, could there be any more pitiful thing to do than just to live your life through the TV tube? Now, there's a lot of good stuff, but beware of the reality shows and all that stuff. Your life is a reality show. You want a reality show? Do what I'm doing. Turn the video camera around. Take a picture. Play it back. See how that entertains you. Okay, well, I've done enough for now. I'm perhaps a little fired up on a subject, but it's become important to me. So until next time, friends, loved ones, this is the Mad Poet saying, I love you all, and have a good night.